What's going on, guys, and welcome to a world where Ethereum finally broke its all-time high. Yes, right here, Ethereum broke its all-time high from 2021. Wow. And the reason that Ethereum broke its all-time high and the stock market is up 1.5% is because of what Jerome Powell said today in Wyoming. The market is assuming that the Fed is going to cut rates in September. And the market obviously is very, very happy about that. Taking a look at Bitcoin, it had a nice pump today as well, from a low of around 111 up to over 117 today. So we're still a little bit off from the all-time high, but still a really, really good pump for the day. XRP, Solana, Sui, they all had some nice pumps today as well. And again, not to go into everything that Powell said, but one specific line, he said, shifting balance of risks may warrant adjusting Fed policy. So that is why people are getting excited. Adjusting Fed policy, possibly cutting, moving from quantitative tightening to an easing policy. That's why people are excited, and the market went up quite a bit. A couple of the other coins I talk about on this station that I own, Simple AI had a really, really big day today as well. Also want to note that Axon DAO, this is a company that I really like because they are doing big things in the world of decentralized science. Now, why this is important is because DeSci can help you or myself fund individual medical projects. We can actively vote on what scientific proposals I'd like to see or you'd like to see get developed. And that's part of Axon DAO and part of what this company is doing. So what do I expect to happen for the rest of the year? Well, it's best to look at what happened in previous post-halving years. That would be 2017 and 2021. So for Bitcoin in 2021, we saw September down 7%. And then October, we were up 39%. That happened in 2021. So a down September would be very, very likely for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin drops, most likely Ethereum and altcoins will drop as well for their USD pairs, or basically how much they're worth in US dollars. And taking a look at 2017, we could see that Bitcoin was also down 7.5% in September right here. And then it was up 47% in October. For Ethereum in 2021, it's a little more obvious. September, we were down 12.5%. And the following month, October, Ethereum was up 42%. Taking a look back at Bitcoin, though, for 2021, November and December, right here, these were down months for Bitcoin. 7% in November, and then 18% in December. Essentially, the bull market ended for Bitcoin when we hit November and December of 2021. But for Ethereum, we saw November up 8%. So what usually happens is that Bitcoin peaks out first, then people are taking profits, rotating it into Ethereum and altcoins, and that is the end of technically the bull market. That's if we repeat the 4-year halving cycle, which I believe we will. We may go into 2026. It's impossible to know, especially if we get just more bullish news from the Fed. If September they cut more than expected, and if we get some really favorable policy changes, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen going up or going down. But historically, again, Ethereum extends the rally farther and further past Bitcoin. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on this. If Ethereum has some insane blow off top rally where it breaks, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 very quickly, that would be, in my opinion, a sign that things could be massively overheated. I talked about in my video yesterday or 2 days ago, I forgot, looking at the trend line for the entire crypto market. If that begins to get very overheated, those will be some times that I would definitely begin to scale out. Also, it's important, like I made in a video a few days ago about taking profits and knowing how you're going to take profits, to understand how to do that now. You don't want to be frantically thinking about, oh my gosh, what exchange am I going to be selling Bitcoin on, or altcoins? How am I going to be cashing out? What prices am I going to be cashing out? You want to have some idea of what you are going to do now. And your goals are different than mine. So, I may make more videos on this, but your goals are different than mine. The price at which you purchase a certain coin may be different than mine or somebody else's. I think it's always better to be safer than not selling and then round tripping your bags. If you've been around for any period of time, you know what that's like to literally not sell because you think it's going to go higher, and then you are stuck with those bags for 4 years. And like we saw with Ethereum, it just hit a new all-time high. So in my opinion, for Ethereum, taking profits even now, if you're in profit, and then at $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, maybe to scale out a little bit, I mean, that's what I would be doing. And then for Bitcoin, if you want to sell your Bitcoin, maybe scaling out every $10,000 or $20,000 we move up is not a bad idea. Maybe you decide to sell, I don't know, 50% of your Bitcoin at $200,000. You could just pick a number. It's up to you. I really believe in Bitcoin. I think it's going to $1 million, so I don't want to sell it. But some people don't care. They just want dollars. They're saving up for a house. They want to get out. Everyone's different. So I'll talk about this more. Make sure to subscribe if you want to catch these videos. Hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.